and then fanning the flames with his shirt is due back in court tomorrow. The deadly incident happened on a New York subway. Accused of lighting a woman on fire and then fanning the flames with his shirt is due back in court tomorrow. The deadly incident happened on a New York subway this past Sunday, and it has since gone viral, causing an uproar about public safety and undocumented immigrants. Police say they don't know why the woman was attacked, but a man calmly approached her and lit her clothing on fire. Multiple people recorded this horrifying event, and a warning as we watch it together. Some may find this disturbing.
Sorry to his family. This is a person right here. Oh, bro. Yo.
Welcome on into another episode of the Healthy Discussion Show. What in the hell is going on in New York? What's going on with these migrants? See, y'all let them over. Y'all had programs, right, to let these migrants over coming from Venezuela, Guatemala, all these other places, right? Illegal immigrants, right? I'm not talking about the one that had to go through the due process, right? It's the illegal ones. Y'all let them here. Y'all gave them a handout. Then y'all took that handout back. You gave them money, scooters, bikes to drive around, food to eat, cars with food on it, money for them to eat, hotel stays, 5-star luxurious hotels. You gave them the taste, a little wincy bite or bit of what America and the American dream is, right? And they made a place become a nightmare. This Guatemalan man, you're not in Guatemala, first of all, right? So you got to go through due process. Why would you set this woman on fire? She probably had a long day. She probably was asleep on the train. Damn near probably missed her stop. And you decide to have a match and set this woman on fire? Now, what person in their right mind would do that? And then laugh about it, and then watch her ablazed. Leave y'all thoughts down below. What y'all think should happen to this man? Should he get crucified? So put a 1 in the chat if he should get crucified. Put a 2 in the chat if they should, which I don't wish jail on anyone. I'd rather the man be crucified. Put a 2 in the chat if they should throw him not in jail, but under the jail. Put a 3 in the chat if they should just deport him to Guatemala and let him suffer. Leave your thoughts down below. I really want to know what you think. Let's get it.
Oh, no.
Unimaginable, that reaction, seeing this, and of course, the life lost of that young woman. Now, in the immediate aftermath, police released this image of the suspect. He was then taken into custody hours later after some high schoolers identified him as Sebastian Zapata. This is according to federal officials. He's a 33-year-old Guatemalan citizen who allegedly entered the U.S. illegally back in 2018 and was deported. He was arraigned on Tuesday, but did not enter a plea. Authorities have not released the name of the woman that he allegedly killed. So here to discuss, we have a panel to talk about just this surprising news out of New York and what could be ahead for a case like this. Criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Jack Rice is with us. We also have Lieutenant and retired commanding officer of the Nassau County K-9 Unit, Mike Gold from New York, is with us as well. Thank you both for joining us this morning. Happy holidays to both of you. But what a case that we are talking about today. Mike Gold, I want to start with you. You're there in New York, have that experience with law enforcement that's there. The reaction to this happening in relation to a subway, it does seem like more and more cases that are related to the subway are grabbing national headlines.
This is the world's first reusable cotton swab. It can remove up to...
This is as wild as it gets. Just when you thought. It's always something. Just when you thought.
Right. Good morning, Julia. Yeah, absolutely. So this is not uncommon, sadly. The burning, of course, the incinerating of a human being is a little bit unusual, but it happened last year in Oklahoma. Most people were set on fire. So violence on the subway, it's...
Sir, it don't even matter if this is unusual or anything along that nature. Oh, well, someone else got burnt, so you guys should calm down. It's something that you should be okay with. I'm not okay with watching this lady, damn near an innocent person, just get their life taken just for being a damn near citizen. Like, what's really going on in New York? Eric Adams, do you have any answers for this? Because you know people are going to point the finger at you. Do you have any answers for this? What about her family? Money can't replace anything. It don't matter how much money you give them. They're going to sue the subway station, maybe sue the state. That don't matter. Money can't bring people back. This is crazy to me. Absolutely.
It's up. Murders are up. This year, there was 9 murders to date on the system. It's a magnet for crime because of it, the atmosphere there, as well as, the district attorney in Manhattan downgraded a lot of these crimes. So fare jumping, trespassing, resisting arrest is no longer a prosecutorial offense in New York City. So access to the subway system, it's a magnet for homeless people and, of course, mentally ill people. Untreated mental illness is a huge problem in all of our cities throughout the country.
Absolutely. Jack Price, let me get your analysis of this, because the immigration status is going to be commented on not only inside of the court system, but the public discussion that happens about a case like this. And I remember hearing questions often when we have a case of a person who has an undocumented status, where people question, once there is an accusation of a crime, why our criminal justice system is the one that handles them. Can you talk about why, for public safety and public service reasons, that it's our criminal justice system, if the crime is committed here, that has complete jurisdiction over it, rather than deporting someone again after a crime like this?
Of course, it's called jurisdiction. And what jurisdiction is really about is we look at where the crime was committed and what happens there. It's not about how the person got here, whether they were here legally, whether they were here without documentation, whether or not they snuck in, whether or not they came in on an airplane. None of that matters per se. It's about where it was committed. But when we think about the jurisdiction itself, typically you'll see a split, and that split is in a state. If it's New York, you might see something happen like Mangione. That's the case with the insurance CEO. And in that particular case, what we saw was somebody charged in state court and then also charged in federal court. In this case, we're looking at a state court jurisdiction for.
Look at this man. Take a good look at him. Look, large on the screen. Take a good look at this man. Now, one in the right frame, the Gucci hat fake that he got on. That's the first thing. He got 2 hoodies on. That's the second thing. I seen a lot of things wrong with this man. He has a hoodie on top of a hat, on top of another hoodie, just in case of emergency. You don't know if this man was homeless. Was he even in the right state of mind? Was he intoxicated? Is he mentally, does he have mental issues? Is he homeless? Was he on some form of drugs? Because I don't know what possessed a man to do this to a woman. Rightfully and respectfully. What do y'all think that possessed this man to do this to this woman? Did this woman do anything to this man? Or he just decided to say, you know what? I'm bored on the train right now. I have nowhere to go. I can't watch TV, maybe because I'm homeless or anything along that nature. Let me create my own movie. Did he want or need or yearn for attention? What do y'all think the verdict is going to be with this one? That's what I want to know. That's what I would like to know. And he came across the border illegally in 2018. So this goes to show, does illegal immigration work? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all believe that it worked. Put a 2 in the chat if you believe that it don't work. And why? Let's continue.
For murder, and so they're really going to focus in on that. But maybe the bigger question is exactly how much of this evidence is going to come in, and even this question of the coming in without documentation. I have no doubt if the prosecutors could find a way to get that before a jury, they will certainly try to do so.
Mike, this is a situation where they have not, in terms of officials, released the name, identity of the victim in this case. We understand from some reports she's a young woman, and by all accounts, there's no connection between these two. There was no premeditation in terms of the person, that she may have been sleeping when this all started. Can you talk about what the safety measures or security is like in the subway system? We understand that cameras were recently installed in the last 12 months by order of the governor, was it?
Yeah, absolutely. So the subway system is dangerous. You can travel if you're street smart. You have to be you have to have situational awareness. You know, I've been riding the New York City subways since the 1960s, and I've watched the pendulum swing to a point where they were very safe. In the 80s and 90s, they were extremely dangerous. And now it's back again. It's going in that direction. There's an art. You don't go near the edge of the platform. You don't make eye contact with people. You walk on a subway car, you look left and right. And anyone who rides the New York City subways intuitively knows how to commute on these trains. Sometimes you walk in a car and you look around and you back right out of it, because once that train starts moving, and once it comes to it's moving, you're stuck. You're trapped in like a big elevator. And there's commuters, there's tourists, there's mentally ill, emotionally disturbed people, as well as a criminal element, and you're all trapped. You have no ability to fight or flee. And this is analogous to what happened in the Daniel Penny case, I said. So it's dangerous. The cameras, of course, help solving crimes, as we saw in the Mangione case, but they don't necessarily prevent them whatsoever.
Parents, are you worried that your chances of getting your...
That's crazy. The fact that you got to do all of that just to be on the train and the safety, you don't need to be on the train. Train should be free for all of that.
Daniel Penny, because I think incidents like this add to the discussion about his acquittal, of course, for that accusation that he attacked a mentally ill man, that he said that he feared for his life, feared for the safety of other people when he put him in that deadly chokehold. Jack Rice, let's talk about people who are around and may see these things, because some people are noting in that video that there are people who seem to walk by while that fire is going on, including an officer, which police officials have said that some officers responded, some had to go and get a fire extinguisher. They didn't know about the person involved. They just wanted to help with the fire. But the bystander impact, what do we require, both publicly and legally, from bystanders when you see something like this happen?
You know, that it's such a wonderful question, Julia, because when we're looking at something like this, and I was struck by it myself as I'm watching this with everybody else, you see people standing around going, oh my God, or just simply standing around or watching, or just videotaping. And it really does make you wonder, as we sit back in some sort of voyeuristic mentality.
Why didn't no one go to help this woman? And that's what I don't get about this new generation, right? I don't understand them. It's just so weak to me, right? They quick to pull out their phones instead of being quick to act. Their first reaction is get it on camera. Can the camera save people? other than we just looking at it now, knowing the story. But I'm talking about real live action, being in action. No one couldn't go over there and help the lady. No one couldn't go over and tell the lady roll around. No one couldn't take their shirt off, their clothes off, a man, something. Find some type of water, some type of something, extinguisher, and no one came to the rescue. People just looked and pulled their cameras out. And to me, that's what's wrong with this society right now. Camera. You got to, it's too many cameramen around. Too many camera women around. Y'all see this lady burning, of course, right? No one even had the courage. And to me, this was a man recording this. The courage, the audacity to go over there and put his life on the line to try to help this lady. Now, I know we're in a world, this modern world, where you can help somebody and it can backfire. I totally get that. I understand that. But in this case, how could it backfire? They didn't try to pet the fire out, nothing. Just camera, footage, standing back. What type of man is these? It's like, men are just so weak nowadays. I don't get it. Why would you put your camera out just to record these type of things when you should be of action? What is the camera going to do? Can anybody tell me in the chat what the camera is going to do? Absolutely nothing. You're trying to go viral. You're trying to keep it just for your benefits. 9 times out of 10, I'm not saying that this was this person's intentions. Someone had to see it, but come on, man. I'm not telling how long this lady was ablaze. Let's continue.
As we watch brutality take place before us and do simply nothing. Watching that officer simply walk by, it's the part of me that's thinking, you don't essentially throw this person to the ground, at least trying to snuff out some of those flames. What is happening? Well, when we think about the obligation, generally speaking, there is not
another thing. The officer, he just rolled by. He didn't spring into actions. They be scared as hell, I guess. He didn't spring into any type of action figure. Just roll by. Oh, let me hurry up and try. This is sad. Leave your thoughts down below. This is a sad story, man. No one came to her rescue, right? No one even tried to help. They just stood there and sat back. He didn't run. You know when something happened and you like, oh shit, let me see what I could do. Or let me hurry up. You running, you doing this, you doing that, you finding a way. I wouldn't be just walking by seeing somebody burnt up. I can't just walk by like that. I gotta run to the nearest wherever it is. Let me get this, let me get that, get some water, get something. Get some clothes, hit her with the clothes, pat the fire out, all types of stuff. Something. At least you knew that you tried to help, right? Then saying, damn, you living your life in regret. I mean, you know what? I could have did something better. I could have been more involved. Wild to me. This is wild to me.
Not when it comes to people who happen to be on the train, people who happen to be on the platform. They don't have an obligation. It's different when you're talking about public officials, when you're talking about police officers who have particular jobs or other life-saving measures that are required by those in the system. And those are different. But as we watch this, it really does sort of highlight how we seem to watch things on the internet, how we watch these and go, oh my gosh, that's amazing or impossible or horrifying. And yet what we do is we sit back with our arms crossed and watch it burn.
Yeah, it certainly seems like raising a phone camera. Some people feel like that is helping, and eventually things like that may have impacted catching.
That ain't helping at all. Yeah, it may have helped apprehend the suspect, but damn, you still got somebody that died. She can't come back from that. That's all I'm saying. I would have much rather help her. They got cameras on the train. They got this. They got that. They could have figured it out later on. I would much rather help the damn lady than worry about pulling out the camera phone, the iPhone, pulling out, getting footage. That's all I'm saying. Leave your thoughts down below. Let me know what you really think about this one. Let's go to the RTO, return to office. Trump is coming back as president, and for all you lazy people that's working in the government, right? Y'all got to get up and go back to the office because y'all working at home, it ain't cutting it. We can hear your kids in the background. We can hear, we don't know what else you doing in there. We don't know if you stealing people information. Statistics shows that, hey, when you working inside your home and you at home working, you get less done. Imagine you own a business and half of your staff work at home. They burning your clock up. Employees are the most expensive things on the job. Why you think these robots about to start coming in? These technology, this software about to start coming in. So I'm actually in agreement with Trump. Return to the office. We got to rebuild America. And we got to do it fast. And it can be done. That's all I'm saying. It could be done. It can be done. And being at home ain't going to get it done. We got to do it as a collective. Y'all been sitting down since 2020. How long else do you plan on sitting down? You gaining all the weight. You eating all the Cheetos and Doritos. Y'all can go back right into the office. The taxpayer dollars is paying y'all. And we still have a problem with y'all answering the phone and getting emails sent correctly and in a nice time frame and having a wonderful attitude and an energetic energy. No, when you at home, it's the total opposite. Rude, very dismissive, very argumentative, very defensive. Y'all need to go back to the office. Y'all forgot that y'all had to work. Let me repeat. Y'all really forgot that y'all had to work. I think y'all don't even know how to work no more. I don't think you know how to work no more. Leave y'all thoughts down below. Let me know what you think about that. Now I got another screen coming up. I want you guys to look at this one. And they're going to debate about it. About this going back to work. Return to the office, RTO, return to the office. Now, Biden, Mr. Biden, right? I guess he's like, man, he got to go John Wick at the end of his term. This man got to go John Wick at the end of his term. He's doing all sorts of things, starting all types of wars and shooting missiles at Russia without our behalf. He's like he's trying to start World War III before Trump get in the office. Like, God damn. Can you let the man get in? Can you let the man get in?
A new presidential administration, President-elect Donald Trump
warning
federal workers they must return to office. We have Lisa Ryan with the Washington Post to explain the RTO debate. And Lisa, this looks like it's an uphill battle for the incoming Trump administration.
Hi, Katie. Well, it really depends on whether the administration decides that it wants to adhere to precedent or not. And we just really don't know which direction they're going to go in. So incoming President Donald Trump has said, look, we don't really trust that all these federal employees who are working from home are really working from home. We think that productivity in the federal government has taken a nosedive under.
They're not working from home. They're working in the bars. They're not working from home. They working in casinos. They're not working from home. They working from in the strip club. They're not working from home. They working at brunch, at lunch, sipping mimosas. They are not working from home. They at their side piece house. They ain't working from home. They distracted. They need to come on down. Come on back. Get back into those cubicles, into those offices, and actually do some work for the next 4 years. At least for the next 4 years. Biden trying to block it and say they don't have to. He got a bill passed that's saying that they don't have to. I guess he feel like he owed them something. You don't have to go back to work if you don't want to. How could you even state that and put that bill in Congress? I believe that they passed it, right? No, it's debated on right now. You think Trump is probably going to veto that bill as soon as he get a chance. I'm talking about the first day. Come on back. We need production. Come on back. We need to be organized. Come on back. We all need to be on the same page. See, your heart and your mind can't be on different pages and you wonder why life is happening. Your heart and your mind have to be on the same page. I need to get back on the same page. I approve that message. How about that?
President Biden, and we want people back in the office. And so this is likely to happen pretty early in the administration. The problem is that there are a lot of union contracts that employees who are covered by collective bargaining agreements are under. And the Biden administration is sort of racing right now, working with unions to kind of get those telework pieces in place so that to make it harder for the Trump administration to undo. So there's that, number one. And number two, there's potential space issues because, Republicans were very concerned that so many people were teleworking under the Biden administration, and they said to all these federal agencies, look, you have excess space. You've got to do something with that space. So that's happening too. A lot of agencies are cutting space. And so the question is, well, if you bring back all these employees, are they going to have a place to go?
And what about what you're hearing from the unions about how strong these defenses may be if they have to push back on a Trump administration and how strong these contract provisions are that are maybe coming together at the last minute of the Biden administration?
That's right. Well, it is a violation of labor law to break an existing contract. A contract that has expired is a different story. And I think the Trump team would have, more power to override the provisions of an expired contract. But a lot of the big cabinet agencies have contracts that, have kind of codified telework in there. But we don't really know. The Trump administration has indicated a willingness to basically, kind of trample over laws and say, look, you can sue us and we'll see what happens. And this is actually what happened in Trump's first term, where there were a couple of contracts at the Department of Education, Department of Agriculture that had expired, Department of Commerce, I think a bunch of agencies. And the Trump administration did push back and said, okay, look, the contract's expired. We don't have a new contract, but we're going to make you come back to work. And this took years and years to get through the court system. And in the end, the unions won. But by then, the employees had already come back to work during the Trump administration. But remember, not every federal employee is covered by union contract, right? So hundreds of thousands are managers at all levels. And the new administration can really, they have full reign to tell those managers or
drag them back, pull them back. Hell, if you got to kidnap them in order to go back into the office, Trump, do what you got to do. Because once again, if y'all been in a house not doing not a thing, only thing y'all doing to me, this is not fat shame, is gaining weight. That's the only thing y'all doing to me. Y'all not at the gyms, for sure. Because I don't see y'all. I see everybody else that's on the grind. I see the entrepreneurs. I do not see the government workers doing nothing. So it's about time for y'all to go back. I mean, what y'all planning on chilling for the next 4? Leave y'all thoughts down below. Let me know what you think. Do y'all think that these people need to come back into the office and actually get some work done? Maybe they'd be a bit more pleasant on the phone. Maybe they be because productivity is needed. It's needed in America. We used to be, because I'm gonna speak it into existence, right? We were the most unproductive society in the world as a whole. Now you have the Elons, you have the Michael Saylors, you have the Trump, you have the entrepreneur that's holding it down, right? Don't forget about that. The entrepreneurs, big ups to the entrepreneurs, right? We are the ones that's making America greater. But we can't do it by ourselves. We need everyone to be on the same page, right? So we can push forward and be super productive. I'm all for it. And the reason why I'm all for it, for everyone to go back to work, is because this world, it needs to be productive. We got a job to do. There's so much money to be made. You don't have time to sleep, time to lay, time to be entertained, time to relax. You don't have the time for that. That's not the space that we're in. We have other nations, right, that's running circles around us. Literally. You got the Chinese, ain't nothing against the Chinaman or the Chinese. They copycat everything we do and then sell it back to us. Y'all don't think that's disrespectful? But they're not lazy, though. That's one thing I can say. They're not lazy on copycatting. You make a product here in the United States. They make the same product over there for cheaper and then ship it on back up here. That's why I ain't mad at him, at Trump, for these tariffs. Tax them for shipping them things back over. Tax them so hard that they won't even be able to ship them things over. So now the entrepreneur that made it here can gain most of his or her profit. See, I don't see the bigger picture. Y'all think this man just coming in the office or coming to office and y'all still, oh, this is a racist white man and he did this and he did that and he's for this and he's for, no, y'all mad because this man is a man. Can we talk about it? Hell, we need to make America masculine again. Another subject that he's doing about these alphabetic communities, that's abolished. Thank God. These kids don't know what to do. All they wear is rainbows. Do they even know what it represents? I'm talking from every angle, every spec, every walk of life. Like, damn. It's kind of like it's harassment. Can we talk about it? It's a bit of harassment. Programming, you look to the left, you look to the right, another rainbow, another rainbow. God damn, I don't eat Skittles. I don't. I do not eat Skittles at all. So why do you want everyone to taste the rainbow? And it's not a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's the alphabetic community. Can we talk about it? Well, let's discuss.
People who aren't covered by the union contracts, that they're changing their workplace. You know, they can tell them what to do. This is definitely something that is within the purview of management to control.
We saw a number of those emergency requests that made it all the way up to the Supreme Court, and they got a number of nationwide injunctions in their favor, playing things out in the courts. I want to ask you quickly here at the end, we only have about 30 seconds, but the Trump administration incoming is talking about slashing the budget, cutting things, but this actually might make things more expensive.
Well, it might in two ways. One is if they have to go to court to spend money to fight the unions. But I think more immediately, if there are agencies that have shed a lot of their office space and literally don't have room, for new office cubicles, people coming into these cubicles 5 days a week, I think they may have to spend money to, reconfigure their office space, right, or, try to claw back some of the space that they gave up.
All right, Lisa,
so we'll know
thank you
pretty
so
soon in late January.
Well, thank you for that discussion. Let me know what y'all think down below. We're just having a healthy discussion about this Guatemalan that set this lady on fire. Let me know your thoughts on that. And also let me know your thoughts on the RTO returning to the office and returning to work for government workers. What do y'all honestly think about that? On that note, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification. Remember, this is the beginning. This is not the end. We have to make America even greater. Make sure that you hit the AirTag EMF protectors pinned to the top of the chat. That's how you support the channel. You get a wonderful discount for hitting the link. Send it to your loved ones to protect them from the harmful rays. Y'all remember, we damn near blind. We only see about 10% of the things that's around us. What happened to the 90% of the things that you don't see that can be harmful to you? This is the way to protect yourself. On that note, peace, blessings, and love. And remember, positivity over negativity